Hey squad, so we talked AR, we talked 1911. I want to talk a little bit about this guy and some of the maintenance that's typically neglected when we break this guy apart. So with your Glocks, whether it's a 17, 19, 22, 34, 43, whatever, they all come apart pretty similarly. So we want to make sure we clear it, nothing up the pipe or nothing in the mag well, nothing in the pipe. Drop the hammer, safe direction. With the hammer dropped, we're just gonna pull this back, and this is how I do it usually. Let me see if I can turn this around. I'm gonna come on this side so you can see. But I pull it like this, boom, just about a 1/4 inch back, and then slide locks like that, and that comes straight off. Now with typical maintenance, you can see this is filthy. I just run solvent through there and hit it with a brush. And then light lube. Don't do much to that guy, but I make sure that I knock the big dirt out of there. Now with your slide assembly, take out the recoil spring. That pops right out. Barrel comes right out, just like that. But what we neglect a lot of times is taking the guts out of this thing. And one of the most common malfunctions with the Glock frame is failure to fire. And that is for two reasons. One is the striker pin well is fouled with brass shavings, or number two, your striker spring is worn out and it needs to be replaced. So I want to talk about that and how to fix those guys. So right in here, there's a little depression, a little depress. It's a plastic sleeve that we have to depress down, and we're going to depress him down and simultaneously take the slide, take that off, take the top off, the retainer, right? So take him off, and then your striker spring in that sleeve comes out as a component. Set him aside. Now we want to take our ejector spring and guide rod out, and remember the way this goes back in. It'll actually work in either direction, this way or that way, but we want to go metal on metal. That's how we take that guy out and how we put it back in. So take him out, and then the next that comes out is our extractor. So I'm just going to depress this guy right here and pull him out just like that, boom. And then sometimes this will just pop right out. If not, you need to give it a little bit of love, give it a little assist. Come on, baby. If it doesn't come out, oops, let me see here. There we go. And be careful not to lose that spring right there. That's a tiny, tiny guy, so want to make sure we don't lose that. So, like I said, one of the things that's neglected when we clean it is in the well of the striker spring. And that's as simple as a Q-tip. I mean, you get solvent in there, WD-40, to flush most of the crap out, but then we want to get a Q-tip down in there and clean that crap out of there. And a lot of times you'll see a ton of shavings, and those shavings are preventing a good positive strike. Yeah, just shavings alone. But too often also, our striker spring is worn. So this is a finesse move. I got to put my glasses on here real quick. Excuse me. But to replace the striker spring, see, there's a real finesse to this guy. We want to pull him back like this, and these are the striker spring retainers, and they're in two pieces. I'm hoping you could see that. Oops, and I don't want to drop them over the grass. But they're in two pieces, just like that. Tiny, tiny guys. And make sure that you let up easy on that striker spring. Take him off and replace it with a new one. Now to replace this spring, the finesse move is quadrupled. Let me see here. We want to pull all the way down on that spring and hold it in place. And we have to piece this thing back on. One like that. Oh boy, am I going to do it on the first try? It's very possible. And one like that, first try. Bam! Nice. So we replace that striker spring. And that'll alleviate a lot of failure to fires, because not always is it the ammo. Sometimes it's that striker spring. And then we just start putting them back together. Let's assume that we cleaned this thing, but we did not. So, and when you get a spring replacement kit, it'll come with this ejector spring as well. It'll come with these guys. Put that one in. Where's my... Press that into there. Set that back in motion. Now that'll hold that in place. And like I said, not this way, but that way. So there's metal on metal. Boom. Put in our striker, firing pin, whatever you want to call it. Set that down in there. Now we have to put this retainer back on. And to do that, what I do is assist with my thumb, just like that. And then, am I getting in here? Just making sure I'm getting in there. I'm going to push this one down. Until I could get him up that far, and then depress this one. Boom. Back to assembled. And then clean the barrel, put that back in, and guide rod and spring. Put that back in, and then slide them back together. Function check, boom, reset. Good to go. Anyway, I hope this was beneficial. Thanks for being here, squad. Rock and roll, hoochie coo, baby.